Okay, we're live and we're back. So yes, we've had a little bit of a break because you're not alone. So many people, in fact, millions of people are knackered, completely knackered. First of all, before we crack on, can we have a comms check, please? Making sure you can see and hear me okay. That'd be really cool. Well, we've got a few people in already. That's pretty nice. I wonder if the notifications went out. We'll have to see. I think 39 of you are in here right now. Let me see if I can adjust that lighting. It's a bit severe, isn't it? Right, cool. Richie, 5x5 and Stash. Awesome. All good in the hood. Right, cool. So we're getting out there in YouTube land. Right, okie dokie. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon on the 5th of September, 2024. Yes. So what are we talking about today then? The UK is under psychological attack. Absolutely. And we're going to go into the reasoning behind that in a sec. So we're going to come out of the chat so I can concentrate a bit more. And don't worry, I'll let you guys know when I'm going back in there. So yeah, I done a video this year, and I think it was 4.7 million people say that they're knackered, they're tired. And no one seems to know why. But I would say when we look at the statistics, if I bring you into the share screen now. Right. How many people feel stressed in the UK? 86% of people in the UK feel stressed at least one day a month. Wow, that is shocking. And it seems more women than men are stressed, but only marginally so, as you can see by the stats. Quite an interesting article, okay? It does seem to ring true. You know, you've only got to do a little search online and to see it's a massive problem. This was literally all over the internet for the last week now, but it seems to have slipped through the net. So why is so many people feeling tired? In fact, what we're going to do is we are going, whilst we wait for people to come on board, we're going to do a poll. So whilst we wait, as I say, for people to come into the house, let's see, start a poll. I paused that. What? Right. Let me see. Boom. Right. Okay. We have a poll. So you should see it pop up in the live right now. So I just ask you, please, just to take part in it. It's a simple yes or no. Are you feeling tired a lot of the time? And it's a very, very strange one because with all of the psychological stuff which is happening, and be under no illusion, guys, it's a lot. Okay, it's an absolute a lot. And you know, when you factor in smartphones, these I think have a big part to play in it. Okay, a big part to play in this psychological attacks, because the stuff which we see on our phones, social media, news updates, whatever, wherever you get your information from, okay, it's it all seems to be by design. Now, bonus points for anyone who can guess the name of that former KGB agent who done that video. I think it was in the 80s or the 90s, saying about this sort of thing, about demoralization with nations, how to sort of get a whole country literally psychologically screwed and worn down. And I believe that this guy said in some part of the interview that it's going to be so bad that people just don't know what's real or fake anymore. That seems to be happening already. So we're going to see if any of you guys, Yuri B, that's it. Stuart, well done. So I think the guy's absolutely got a point, 100%. Because like I say, when you factor into all of these things, it really does make you think and try to get all of these little pieces of the jigsaw puzzle and put them together and to try and form some conclusion in your own mind. Now, one of the biggest things which leads to stress is lack of sleep. Now, I don't know about you, but do you have good sleep? I would say that I think it's between 6 and 10 hours sleep is that sort of window where we should be having really good, sound, unbroken, quality, deep sleep. Now, I would like to guess that not everyone has that. Okay. Personally, I got by on years, a long time, when I was working full time, about 6 hours. And that was just about enough for me to get by. You know, you can look into all sorts of reasons why we have problems sleeping. And like I say, and I'm going to bring this back into the mix again, the smartphone. Okay. How many of you go to bed at a reasonable hour? So anytime between 9 and 11, something like that, but have problems sleeping. They just can't get off to sleep. They feel that they need to go on their phone to check if anyone's left a comment on one of their social media posts, check messages, check emails. And we're thinking, why? I should be relaxing to go to sleep. But nonetheless, we're going to pop into the chat and we're going to see how you guys feel about that. Do you have that sort of issue? Because let me tell you this, you're not alone. I really do think this is pretty much at a pandemic level now, globally, not just the UK. And wow, yes, in my opinion, there's a few people, too much social media, people's heads are fried. Yeah, I really do believe so. Yeah, that's quite interesting. The smartphone connects with your body when you are sleeping and it's reading you. 100%. Excuse me. Just need a drink. Yeah. 4 hours. Wow. Blimey. So it does seem by the feedback that we're getting live in the chat section right now that, yeah, lots of people are struggling with sleep. Now, and that's not the only reason why people are tired, but I do believe that that's a key contributor leading towards other things. Stressed, anxiety, depression, all of the rest of it. I mean, just really pause and just have a think to yourself while we're watching this together. So, what things are we talking about then? All of the negativity with posts, with news, it does have a psychological effect on our psyche, 100%. And despite how much that you try to be positive and push through all of this, sometimes you just can't. Sometimes it's so overwhelmingly exhausting that you just can't. You just can't operate like you would like to. So you're going to be feeling tired. You can't be bothered to do simple chores like the washing up, tidy the house, maintain your vehicle, get to work on time. All of these things are happening. They actually are. Because when you look at some of these articles that are being put out there, NHS, I know it's BS, but all of these things are coming to fruition now. And it does appear that the UK is under a huge attack. Now, I saw this post the other day online, and it was saying that in China, they get hundreds and hundreds of phones, and they literally plug them all into one computer in series. And it's literally bots. Okay, so what would happen is you would see a post or a video online, and you look at the comment section and you think, oh, here we go again. It's just a simple video about cats on swings or whatever stupid thing it is. And it's always going to be someone in there causing an argument, goading people. And sometimes you feel triggered and you can't help but reply to that comment. And the sad thing is, lots of these comments are not even by people. They are by computers in China, allegedly. Okay. Now, that alone would sit on the shelf alongside all of these other things going on at the same time. Okay. You can look at all of the poisons and the crap that's in lots of food. Absolutely, that's going to have psychological impacts on you. Okay. Whatever you ingest that goes into your machine will have variations on your moods. So you're thinking of all these weird and wonderful things which are going on, and they really do. They all add together into a psychological attack. Like I said, that former KGB guy Yuri spoke about this. It's a really, really interesting video, actually. So just do a little search on YouTube. Former KGB speaks out, and it's a really, really interesting video. I know some of you guys have probably watched it already, so you can add into all of the things. So the crap that's going on the food is going to help, going to affect us. Okay, even things like ibuprofen, etc., are really bad for you, apparently, disrupting your gut health and all the rest of it. All of the other stuff, like the crap that they're spraying in the skies everywhere, and it's almost like even if you don't know what's going on with the skies being sprayed, you're still having the effects of heavy spraying of aluminium and barium and strontium and all the rest of them horrible things. And some even suggest that there's probably Bill Gates involved in this with having RNA crap put in that as well. So all of these things are having an impact. Barry Trower, some of you guys have heard of that guy before, who has literally been speaking out against wireless technology. Okay, so we're talking predominantly 3, 4, and 5G. And in China, I believe they've already got 6G. So the higher the frequency, the more it's going to interrupt with us and making us feel tired, stressed, knackered, etc. All of these things. Then you can talk about what Elon Musk is doing with those satellites up there. You know, it's not Skynet. I forget what it's called it, but you know what I mean, with that little white square which receives all of the information. Really, really high frequencies coming through the air. It doesn't do us any good. And then you've got smart meters. You've got Wi-Fi. Okay, how many people turn their Wi-Fi off when they go to sleep at night? Not many. But even though some might just click the button, it's probably best to actually pull the power lead out to stop any power going to that device. Okay, and if you haven't got a smart meter, fair play. But even that being said, you live in a terraced house, maybe. What about next door? That Wi-Fi signal is so strong it will go through the walls into your home. It's crazy. All of these things, medications as well. And of course, at some point, not all cases, but some people are going to go to the GP and say, look, I'm really struggling. Why am I so bloody tired? They could just come up with BS and say long COVID and all of this sort of stuff. Okay. And he will probably issue you some antidepressants, which are a huge problem. Absolutely massive. Personally, I was put on those a long time ago and I lasted 2 days. And it was almost like when I had to walk to work when I didn't have a vehicle back in those days, it was like my 2-mile walk to work was like I was walking on mattresses and I just felt numb. I felt empty, lost, empty and confused. It's horrible. So I said, no way. And he said, look, he said, if you need to stop these, you've got to speak to me and we've got to wean you off gradually. And I was like, nah, sod that. I just chucked him straight in the bin. Not playing that game. But I do know that lots of people are on medications for all sorts of reasons. So you can look into this as well. Also, there was a study that came out in the music industry that they changed the frequency of music. So I can't remember what year it was, but I think it was in the 90s, something like that. So all of the music recorded and put out there before some point in the 90s was beneficial. It was really, really good. And then it changed. And the frequency that all recordings that are done now have an effect, a harmful effect on our psyche. So again, that's another thing to go onto the shelf with all of the other things, which are, in my opinion, making us feel really, really tired. Okay, it's a phenomenon which we can't really put it towards anything back in the past. It's changed. And there's even studies coming out now that back in the day in all of the churches and the cathedrals, when the frequencies was coming out from the architecture and the bells, it was healing people. And then you can even do a look online. They've removed thousands of hundreds of thousands of bells from loads of churches globally. Yeah, because apparently they used to emit healing frequencies and people go to church, they come out feeling better. Lots of bells are removed. Not all, but lots. And there's all of these things. It's really bizarre. Like I say, when you start finding these jigsaw pieces and you put it all together, it's crazy. What about all of the, excuse me, all of the mainstream stuff, like the war in Ukraine, all of these riots and protests and talk about nuclear wars and all of this? What it does is it really brings down the global frequency of how we are. The Schumann resonance changes, stuff to do with the sun, which we don't understand, how the moon affects us. Now, when you go back in time and try to remember when you was younger, say 70s, 80s, 90s, or even before in some cases. Life was a lot simpler then. Okay, you didn't have these addictive phones, etc. You didn't have all of that. Most of us would spend lots of time as kids playing outside in the fresh air, playing football, going to the beach on holidays. We had proper sunny weather and all that back in them days. And it's like the more simple things are, the easier it is on us. But as we go through time with the advancement at a frightening pace with technology, it seems to be getting more stressful. Yet these things are popping out there under the guise to make our lives easier, but they don't. How many times have you been in a supermarket or a shop and you've got your groceries there and you've got cash in your wallet and you've got some idiot at the front of the queue who gets their phone out and they're trying to pay? They can't scan it, they can't get on the internet in there, and they can't pay for their thing, and it takes ages. When all you do is you go out there and say, there you go, there's my cash. They total it up, give you the change, receipt, go. Simple, effective. I think a lot of us miss the simpler life, and the more complex that technology gets, the more of a stressful impact it has on us. And like I say, it does feel like the UK is under some kind of psychological attack from all different angles. Okay, we're just going to hop into the chat and see what you guys think about this. Oh, someone says I'm the idiot, so I guess you use your phone to pay for things. Wow. I was saying that to a friend of mine the other day. I say, what happens if you break your phone or it gets stolen? You can't pay for anything. You're screwed. So I'm always firmly pushing cash is king. Okay. But it's your life. Do what you want. I'm not telling you what to do. Oh yeah, look at this. The Rasta dude. 432 hertz. It's exactly my point regarding to the music when the frequency is changed. Okay. It's like when you have CDs, if you've still got your own CD collection and vinyl, fair play. Because what's happened during the 90s up until today, lots of really good albums and recordings have come out called remastered. Okay, so one would think, you know what? I love that Dire Straits album. I'm going to buy the remastered version because it's going to sound clearer. I'm going to enjoy it more. But unbeknownst, it's probably been recorded under this new frequency, which isn't good for us at all. So yeah, fair play to the Rasta there for bringing it up. Absolutely right. UB40. Oh my God, you're going back. But no, it's absolutely true. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to check the poll. Blimey. What? We've got 436 votes. 85% of you are saying that you're tired. Wow. I didn't realize it would be that high. But we can't deny how we feel. I mean, when you look at some of the pagan ideologies, okay, now don't shoot me, it's not satanic worship. All I'm doing is I'm highlighting some of the things that happen in paganism. So we're talking about living with the earth and the seasons. Okay, so I forget what it's called. My partner always pulls me up on this, Rachel, and I think it's is it the Circadian rhythm or something like that? So basically, when you boil away the piss, what it actually means is when the sun comes up, you wake up, and when the sun goes down, you go to sleep. So you're going to be more in tune with Earth's nature and cycles. Eating foods that are seasonal. Okay, there's a reason why elderberries come into season just before the winter time, because it's always going to be coughs and colds throughout winter. Okay, whether it's virus or whether it's actually cold or you're damp and you start to sneeze and cough, etc. Nature provides. Okay, you can almost have the idea that when you study foraging in the hedgerows throughout the entire year and you see what's available, if you've got any problems and you learn, like lungwort is available certain times, blackberries, all of these things have their place, and lots of them are medicinal. Okay, so that's why I say, if you do have elderberries, you can pick them, you can turn them into a syrup, and that's really good when you start having coughs and colds. Please, for the love of God, don't go out and buy that Benylin crap. It's got more sugar and crap in there than the actual key ingredient, which might help. Okay, you can't better nature. That's probably one of the reasons why the pharmaceutical industry has come about, believing that they can. No, it's not the case. What you get from nature is far more better for you than what you get from any tablet, pill, or capsule. Absolutely. You just need to know the dosages, the frequencies, how to prepare, what time they're available, and also it can be stored as well. Okay, you can go and forage loads of leaves and stuff which are going to help if you've got any ailments. You can dry them, so when you do start to feel whatever, you can go to that and it will absolutely help. I think these things are being hidden from us for a reason. Like I said in videos years ago, sick people are big business. Okay, look at how much cancer has gone through the roof. Yet we have all of these wonders in medicine, but why are so many people getting sick? Why are so many people struggling? Because they're in pain or they're absolutely knackered. They are done. Okay, so this sort of happened to me a few days ago, and it was like I just didn't feel like I had any energy. It didn't feel right for me to sit in front of a webcam feeling so drained and low and all the rest of it. I just thought, well, do you know what? I'm just going to take a break. And that's what I'm trying to urge you guys to do. If you feel that it's so bad, you really need to start putting yourself first. Okay, screw everything else. Take a day off work, take a sickie if that's the sort of thing that you do. Just focus on yourself. And even if you've got a bath, wow, I had a bath today for the first time in ages, and do you know what? So nice. Put on some music, chill out, relax, give yourself an hour and unwind. Okay, because at the end of the day, I think the problems that have been happening is we have lost our way in regards connecting with ourselves. So if your body is screaming at you, I've got a headache, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I'm a bit low, I'm a bit depressed, or whatever it is, listen to that and do what you feel you need to do. And more often than not, it's sleep. Like I said earlier in this live stream, sleep is a major issue. It really, really is. I think a lot of people just don't think it's important. I mean, how many people do you know that go to bed at, say, 9:30, they wake up at 7, jump out of bed feeling yippee? I don't know one single person, and I've met millions of people in my life over all of the years, and I've not known one person to be like that. But yet, that's the image that they portray on advertisements, on stupid TV programs. This is what you should be like, but it's not. So we're going to hop on to, look at that. We've got 540 votes right now, and it's still 84% of you has said, yes, you're feeling tired a lot. That's insane. I thought that could have stabilized it when I've only been 60-40, but wow, that's over 80% of everyone here. Thank you so much for taking part in the poll, because it's interesting. Because one of the reasons why I do these videos is because in the future, if these videos haven't been removed or banned or edited by AI or whatever it is, this gives a true reflection of the people, of how they are feeling going through these shit times. Okay, these are shit times. Be under no illusion. People are skint. There's so much negative news out there. Look at the weather. I mean, have you looked at, I think it's seasonal, not AD depression, it's something else. Season something disorder, the sad thing. So basically, boil away the piss. What happens is when winter comes and the days get shorter and the nights get longer, a lot of people do feel down, a bit low, a bit depressed. They tend to eat a bit more, or maybe even eat a bit less. You know, we're all feeling this, but the thing is, no one really wants to talk about it. It's like people are too ashamed, too embarrassed to talk to their so-called friends. They think they might mock them. Well, if you think that's the case, then they're not really your friends, to be honest. So this morphs into empowering yourself, making yourself feel good about yourself. Okay. Anyone or anything which makes you feel bad, don't spend time with that person or looking at that stuff. This is what I'm trying to say. It's so important to try to reconnect with yourself. Okay. Put yourself first, because all the time you're putting this little prick first. Guess what? You're going to lose every time. The people who develop these phones, these apps, and on all of the AI, all of the bots, all of the fake Chinese crap that's going on out there, it's all by design. They want all of the West to be tired, depressed, so confused, no one can tell what's real and what's fake. And when people are really screwed and minced down, guess what? It's so easy to control people like that. It absolutely is. I'm not joking. Look at this. It's easier to control people when they are afraid. And usually people are afraid when they are tired and when they are stressed. So if you believe that the UK is not under some kind of psychological attack, then start asking questions. Because I think the reasons why people don't believe this to be the case is because they're not asking any questions. Or if they are, they're asking in the wrong place. Don't forget, all of the schools, colleges, universities, they've all been bought and sold. Okay. You won't find much truth there. Don't forget, the powers that be, whatever, whoever they are, all they want is people to just comply. Just to say, okay, look, there's a reason. Look at this. Obey, consume, stay asleep, submit, conform, no ideas, no imagination, reproduce. Money is your God. You can't say it any plainer than that. Okay. So, like Jason, my mate in Texas, says, break free or die trying. It's as simple as that. We need to start putting ourselves first. Okay. So, when you are feeling shagged out, knackered, depressed, low, pissed off, bored, all of these things, right? Give yourself a break. Give yourself a break. Give yourself some time. Okay. Be strong enough, find the strength to just turn that phone off. Just turn it off. Okay. The world is still going to be spinning around. Okay. You are going to be better off not spending time on your phone, listen to the radio, watching the news. Give yourself some time. So say to yourself, what do you like to do? If you're feeling tired, probably lay down in bed, put some music on, read a book, have a bath. Do you know what I done yesterday? I got so pissed with it all. I thought, do you know what? I'm going to go out for a walk in the woods. So I went for a drive. I parked up. I put my belt kit on with all my survival gear, and I walked and I walked and I walked. And I found a lovely little spot by the stream, no bugger around. And I just sat down against a tree, relaxed, and gave myself an hour and a half. Just breathing deeply, listening to the birds, not thinking about all of this shit. And you know what? It works wonders. I woke up this morning feeling way better than I did the day before and the day before that. I really did. It really helps me. Now, I don't know if this sort of thing would be good for everyone. This is what I'm saying. Everyone is unique. Everyone is individual. Everyone needs to understand what they like and what they don't like. If you're feeling bad, distance yourself from whatever it is that's making you feel bad. Because, you know, I know most of us have to work full-time, overtime, part-time jobs, etc. Give yourself at least a day off if you're feeling really bad, okay? And try not to use your phone, because that's a trap, right? You can probably use it to play music and turn the Wi-Fi off, so you've just got no interruptions, no BS notifications and messages and all this stuff. Okay. We really need to sort of be aware that we're only human. Okay. And believe it or not, there is a war going on. There is. Be under no illusion. Some people say we're already in the beginnings of World War III, because I think so many people would believe that, well, World War One and World War Two were conventional wars, i.e., a couple of enemies fighting at each other, taking land, territory, etc. So lots of people think, well, World War III would be like that, but I don't believe it is. I think we're already at war right now, and I think that war started in 2020. I think we are going to see a prolonged period of time, at least up to 2030. Okay. So we got 10 years. We're already nearly 5 years into it. The video I've done about the Deagle document, mind blowing. Whether that pans out or not, who knows? Who knows? No one can really tell the future. So we need to try to stop worrying too much about what if, okay, and just give ourselves a break. It's okay. It's okay to step out of the research arena. It's okay to listen to how you feel and to do what you think's right for you. Okay, because let me tell you this: if you keep trudging on through this tiredness, this lack of energy, getting depressed, feeling low, if you carry on, what do you think is going to happen? It's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. And unfortunately, some people are no longer with us because they went too far. You need to realize, whoa, stop. Stop the world. I want to get off. I understand. We've all going through it. You know, you're not alone. There's so many people out there who are absolutely pig sick with all of the bullshit that's going on. So my message is to realize it, listen to yourself, and act. Okay. There's no good saying to yourself, oh man, I'm really tired. I'm starting to feel a bit low. I'm not interested in this, that, and the other. Give myself a couple of weeks and then I might have a day off. No, the need to have that day off would be ASA, as soon as. That's what we need to do. Like I say, if we don't remain incommunicado or connected to ourselves, we are just going to get led a merry dance, like Yuri said, the KGB guy, demoralized. Now, human beings, when they're demoralized, it's a very sad, depressing thing. Okay, but we've all got that power to build ourselves up and to be positive and to wake up and have a smile and have a good day. That happens. But the only way that that's going to happen is we need to make sure that we get rest, because this psychological war that we're under is a serious thing. It's really bad. And there's so many things that I haven't talked about, which mesh into that shelf of all of these items, which are being put on there to make us feel absolutely knackered. And, you know, you are what you eat. That's another thing. Okay. A big problem, which I think a lot of people have, is when they start feeling tired, maybe depressed, a bit low, comfort eating. Okay. Now, statistically, more people eat sugary things in the winter times than they do in the summer. So if you feel that you're already eating sugary things in the summer, then you could have a big problem going into winter. Okay. It's just a very short term dopamine hit, which people feel that they need because they're feeling so bad and they think they can find it in food. Now, I'm no saint, you know, every now and again I would eat cakes, chocolate, fizzy drinks and stuff like that on occasion. So none of us are perfect. I've already been through a long period of time when I've done a vegan thing. I've done that for 3 years. I ate super clean. I was lean. I was full of energy, etc. It was fantastic. But all of a sudden, these urges start coming in. I feel I need to eat meat again, and I did. But like a friend of mine said years ago, meat isn't what it used to be. Okay, you go back to the 50s, 60s, and maybe the 70s. Meat was great here in the UK. It was great. It was grass fed. There was hardly any chemicals being sprayed, nothing crap put in the feed, no bloody injections into these animals and all the rest of it. But now, wow, it seems like to get the same quality of meat that most of us had in the 60s and the 70s cost a premium. I don't understand. It boggles my mind. because the amount of money that goes into injections, all of these chemicals that go into the feed, and all of the rest of it, all of the pesticides, cost a lot of money. So they're using all of this, and yet the meat is cheaper. So when you go to an animal who's just munching on grass in the field, there's no more extra cost. But why is that more expensive? This is where we need to start going. Because let me tell you this, I stopped eating lots of supermarket meat a few years back. It was making me ill. It was really making me ill. Irish beef, no disrespect to the Irish, but every time I ate Irish beef, whether it was braised steak in chunks or casseroles and curries and things like that, every time I was having mince with spaghetti bolognese or chili con carnes, I was getting really seriously bad guts, really bad. Then I started eating local stuff. But fortunate enough for me, I live in a rural area in the middle of Wales. We've got good butchers out here. Lots of them have closed. There's a big problem with abattoirs. I could do a video on that because the truth about the abattoirs shrinking is insane. It's really, really scary. It's nothing like it used to be years ago. Okay. We already know that the WEF and all the rest of it are attacking meat, etc. They want us to eat the bugs. It's all relevant. Okay. So, like I say, you are what you eat, and you do have to be careful. Okay. Because I get it. You know, when you're feeling low, you are going to reach out for, you know, that Twix or that or Snickers bar or whatever it is that you want to eat. And you might think, do you know what? I've been driving, the weather's quite hot. I'm going to pull over. I'm going to get myself a can of Diet Coke. Wow. Do you know how bad Diet Coke is? Jesus. Wow. Poison in a tin. Really bad. Anyway, we can get really sidetracked with like the dangers of food and GMOs and all of that stuff. We need to make sure that we give ourselves time for us. Okay. Don't feel bad about it. Don't feel bad that you have to step out of the fight. Okay. Because even the military, when I spent years back in the military, where is it? That's me there with my SLR back in the days. All soldiers need to sleep. Okay. It's impossible, infantry soldiers, to function without sleep for a few days. You just can't. Many have tried, many have failed. We all need sleep. We all need food. We all need fuel to stay alive. Okay. So when you're feeling bad, and don't feel bad about that because you're not alone. We're all going through it. All of us. I don't give a monkey's toss if you say, no, I'm fine. I'm not being affected by all of this. You know, I'm absolutely fine. You know, don't trust people like that because they're full of shit. And it's probably their egos getting in the way. But when they're at home alone, they're probably breaking apart. Don't listen to them people. Listen to people who are honest and find the strength to speak to friends and family about this stuff. Because all you're going to be doing is isolating yourself and making it worse. It's good to talk. Remember Bob Hoskins back in the day? It's true. And I love this community because we're all in here and we're all sharing ideas. We're all supporting each other. This is really cool. So just be aware that find some time for you. Okay. Rest. Absolutely rest. There's a reason why we're all tired. And there's a reason we need to act accordingly. Because if we keep pushing through, feeling tired all the time, and not giving ourselves breaks, we're going to run ourselves into the ground and we won't be any good for anyone, man or beast. So thanks ever so much for all of you guys watching. I'm going to endeavor to do a live stream tonight at 7 o'clock. So set your notifications on. If you do and you don't get notified, set an alarm on your phone for 7 o'clock. And we'll be back here tonight talking about some cool stuff which has been breaking. So at the moment, we've got 750 votes, still 84%. It hasn't changed. Wow. Thank you very much for everyone taking part in the vote. I always put the chat on replay. I think one didn't come out recently. I don't know why that happened, but they're all on replay. Okay. So all of these things are affecting us. The leaving message is find time for you. You're the only one who can really help you. You need to put yourself first. Okay. Don't put other people before you. Okay. If you've got fake friends, realize that and just walk away, distance yourself. Okay. You've got this. You're not alone. Okay. So you guys take care. Share the video if you can. It really helps. Give it a thumbs up on the way out. subscribe if you want to. So have an awesome day, people. Don't worry, just rest and you'll be fine. Okay, thanks for watching. Stay funky.